we repositioned a multinational organization, their learning and development function within the organization. So they really wanted to amp up their whole learning and development motivation or engagement driver as part of their EVP. And in doing so, we facilitated a workshop with their senior leadership team and operators and people from cross functions. And I'll never forget when I presented a slide, and it was a black and white image of an old Nike advertising campaign. And it was a silhouette of a runner. And underneath it, it read, there is no finish line. And I was using the idea that, you know, learning and development, there is no finish line. Like it's an ongoing process. But it was so funny to see the reaction from some people, where learning and development will be important to some people, but you know, on other people, it just didn't land at all. It was kind of going, Jesus, this sounds like really hard work. When is this ever going to end, right? So I guess that it's a case of identifying, you know, who are the right people to get on the bus. And Jim Collins is obviously an author in the States, and he speaks to organizational growth strategies, and he talks about getting the right people on the bus, the right people in the seats, and the wrong people off the bus. So that's what employer branding is all about. It's about helping get the right people on the bus, right? In terms of aligning the organization with the people who share values and who share the motivations. And I guess that employer branding, in terms of the way we approach it, is it's about building the perception of what it's like to work in the organization. And we can do that, but it's ultimately down to the organization to deliver on that promise. And that's critically important. So I think that in the context of the work that we do, organizations, you know, can't be all things to all people, but it can certainly be very meaningful to some. And I think that's the critical piece when we talk about employer branding. That's the difference between consumer-facing marketing, which is all about volume sales and quantity, versus employer branding and marketing and organization. It's more around the quality and the specifics in terms of who are we trying to engage with, because it's not a volume game, it's a quality game, right? In terms of the quality of people that you're trying to attract.